soup. Oh my god! You have a podcast?
Danielle, compose yourself. Everybody stay calm!
I had a mental breakdown.
Little cheeky fuckers.
Am I dreaming? Because I can't see, I can't read.
Are the road Coral days behind us?
I'm going to talk about Jose Antonio Francisco.
You are listening to the Quinn-tessentials podcast.
She's back. Did you miss me?
No. Yes.
Okay, well, I'll go fuck myself then. Bye. We were lost without you. And
He's for real.
evidently so, because if you listened to last week's episode, you know Danielle was out last week and we got our facts all fucking wrong. Go ahead, Dee. Get us started. Set us on the right path. It would be completely out of character for me not to pull the Virgo card and call out things that you did wrong. So here I am to do that for you today.
Thank you.
First and foremost, I was screaming at the phone when you were talking about Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh at the Oscars. Quote unquote, Miss Laura goes, "Oh man, they should be in something together. Why won't they put anything together?" Clearly you weren't paying attention because the day after the Oscars, they released that they're going to be in a rom-com together. Nice.
Oh my god. This is why we need Danielle. She pays attention to way more stuff than we do.
That's fine. I will take the fact that that is the only reason I'm kept on this podcast is because I have an insane amount of social pop culture facts just rumbling around in this noggin of mine at any given moment.
You know, yeah, I think that it's fine. I like that you're here. I like that you keep us in check. And I think you bring a lot more than just random pop culture facts. But you know what? I think today that might be the most valuable thing you've contributed up until this very point today.
Today only. I'll take that.
Yeah.
I can't really think of any other issues that I have come across in last week's episode besides the fact that I need to know what the shot was that you took first off.
What do you
the
mean?
shot of alcohol that you took. What was your shot?
It was vodka.
And what was Cole's shot?
I think it was also vodka.
See? Another thing wrong. You should have done whiskey in honor of me.
Oh, you're so right. You're so right.
Fucked up.
I don't have whiskey in my house though. I'm a little bitch when it comes to that. But
okay,
although
I'll
I
show
will
you.
say,
This is
my
the way.
my dad is a really big whiskey drinker, and he's like, "Why wouldn't you drink whiskey? You don't get hangovers."
That's not true.
I was
You
like,
don't get hangovers?
he's like, "Yeah, you got to drink whiskey. You don't get hangovers that way." And I was
That
like,
is a bold-faced lie.
That is, no, yeah.
Thank you. I was like, do I need to start drinking whiskey?
Because whiskey's so heavy. No.
Your father has been lying to you all of your adult life.
Maybe it's because he drinks expensive fucking whiskey. That's all.
Probably.
It's like getting an expensive tequila. It goes down a lot better.
Yeah, I'm sure I don't get hangovers if I drink very expensive vodka, gin, tequila, whiskey,
Casamigos.
Right, exactly.
Right?
Hey, welcome to the...
Hello.
Is this
Hey,
episode
y'all.
10 or 11?
This is episode 12.
What? Are you sure? What?
Mm-hmm.
We did 1 and 1.5. That's what it is, though. That's
Episode
where it
12.
threw me off. So technically, yeah, this is episode 12 of the Quinn-tessentials podcast. I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for coming back and just keeping us in check. We hope you're doing great. We're nearing the end of our season. It went by so fucking fast.
I really did. 100%.
This has been so fun.
It's been
Yeah.
a blast.
I have been one hell of a ride.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
I can't wait to do it again. And guess what? The best thing about the next season is that we're going to start it off the same way we started off season 2, baby.
Oh, another
thing.
con.
Coming
Anyways.
straight off a con.
Speaking of a
Yes.
con where we're going to meet Joseph, let's talk about Joe. Let's talk about what he's been up to, you guys, because it was a busy week for our boy.
It was.
Yeah.
Truly.
Let's talk about it. Where do we even start?
Let's talk about the 0.5 second Dior teaser that we got.
Yeah.
Same.
That's all it took to turn my frown upside down.
I have something to say. When do I not have something to say?
My name is Laura and I have something to say.
Listen, a few months ago, I went on TikTok and somebody kept saying, why didn't do a review of the video campaign? And I was very clear. I said it was underwhelming. It felt rushed. I hope that they're doing something bigger and better. And I got a lot of flack for that. I was told that Brie is supposed to be more exclusive. Brie is not supposed to be any like big thing. They only do that for scents that are supposed to be more attainable for everybody. But that's not what Dior is, right? Like, sure, Dior is Dior as a designer brand. But if you're going to put a breakout star as the face of a scent, you're not trying to keep it exclusive.
Right.
No.
You know? So I was so excited when I saw it.
Yeah.
He was literally like, hold my tequila.
He was glowing, literally.
And the funny thing is, it's like, I don't even think we got a full face shot of him in that video campaign. It was probably 4 clips put together in a matter of 0.7 seconds. And I said, I'm fine. Everything is okay. Everything's so better. Not so better, but everything is amazing. And then you pair that with a Lavender Haze song by Taylor Swift. Hello.
Thank you for that.
He's in a bed
You're
the
welcome.
entire time.
I love it. And then the photos. What is it?
I volunteer!
Oh, that's so great. He's like throwing flowers up into like the air. I mean, and the sparkly sweater. Let's
The
talk about
jumper.
that.
So snuggly.
Because I cannot believe I literally had the audacity to say, let me find out where the sweater is from.
He's just like, this is Gree, not a Gatorade bottle. So he's just like, and then he's,
Oh, yeah.
you're just like,
He's like, I don't have eyes for anybody except Dior.
Gree, as he says. Yeah, that. Oh my God, just peeking behind the bottle. Stop.
Oh, hello?
Oh, so coy-like Joe.
Ugh,
Yes.
Coy. Joe Coy. Goodbye. I'm done. I'm out for the day. That's it. Thank you.
Joe Coy's amazing.
You remind
Thank
me
you.
of Harry Potter right now. Like you're in your little cupboard.
Oh, yeah. I am recording from a closet today.
Laura in the cupboard.
Yeah.
Instead of Indian in the cupboard.
Yeah. Puerto Rican in the closet. Maybe I'll come out.
Oh my God, that would be great though, because at the end of the day, I could turn you like pocket size and carry you around with me all the time. And then when I needed to have real life you, I'd just put you back into the closet and say a little and then open the door and you'd be a full size Puerto Rican.
I'm sorry, you say what? Oh my God.
We've lost control. Anyways, I want to buy a bottle of this scent just to have him sign it.
Yeah.
I know somebody did it in New Orleans. He sprayed himself all over with it. Like,
Joe, you better pay me back the $10 you just used to spray yourself. You know how expensive this shit is?
you're not wrong. You are not wrong. That
Be like, you better pay me.
the bottle, the tiniest, that bottle, the little one is like, okay, this is compared to my
$30.
Huh?
It's like $30. One of our viewers bought one.
No.
A little sample.
The sample is $30, and it's the tiniest. It's got maybe like 4 drops in there. If you want like the first size, the 1 ounce, it's $125.
What is this, Chanel pricing? Jesus.
Yes.
Sorry.
Absolutely. That is what Dior is. Maison Dior. Which I was watching Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. Has anybody seen that?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God, such a cute movie. We're not necessarily having to dive into it, but it is a movie about this lady who is a cleaning lady in London, and she falls in love with a Dior gown that one of the women that she cleans for has in her closet, and her dream is to get a Dior dress. So she goes to Paris to see one of like the showings. It takes place in the 50s, and she falls in love with this dress, and then she becomes friends with everybody at the Dior house. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Go watch it.
Oh, I just saw that on TikTok the other day.
Yeah.
Where she like saved up all of her pennies and wanted to buy a dress. And she's like, sorry, you can't sit in here with us.
Yes, that is exactly the movie I'm talking.
Oh my God.
Oh, now I have to watch it.
Please watch it.
Before we move on to the next thing, there is one more little piece of information to talk about for this campaign. It was released from Dior that the artists, which there's 7 of them, 7 artists are incorporated in this campaign, including Maya Hawke and Jenna Ortega. I think is so cool. And then it says the artists will take part in a Dare in Greece Dior, the Gray Zone exhibit, which will be held in a pop-up gallery in Los Angeles between April 11th and April 16th. So they're going to be in person
next week. That's next week.
Next week, yeah.
Oh my God, more photos of Joe. Photo and video of Joe. Oh my God, it's like the Dior fashion show all over again, but like,
I can't wait.
Oh
I am giddy with excitement.
bro, he looked so, that's still my favorite look of his. They gave him like a facial every day for like a week. His face was like plump and ready, and that fucking
So something else happened. We got another behind the scenes shot of A Quiet Place.
We did.
Oh my God, yes.
And it's a shot of Joe and Lupita laying on the floor. Lupita's like curled up in the fetal position, and Joe is just like playing dead, I guess. I don't know if it's because he's pulling on our heartstrings as his fans, you know? I don't know if it's because he's out there saying, I'm going to give him something to think about. I'm going to give him something to stress about.
Let's give him something to talk about.
Yes.
I'm stressing about it. And it is, to me, I'm like, Joe on the floor? Is he going to die again?
Yeah. That scene doesn't look very promising.
I'm going into it like he's dying, so that if I go in and then he doesn't somehow, I'll feel better.
I don't think it's a scene where he dies. I think he just went on the floor for the shot. That's my theory. For like that picture. Yeah.
That man is sprawled out and Lupita is still in character.
Yeah.
Maybe there was an explosion and he ended up on the ground.
I'm convinced it won't happen like that. I could be wrong. I'm just going to commit to that though.
I said the other day in a live, I said, I don't care what the situation is. I don't care how crappy the situation is. All I know is at the end of the movie, right before those credits roll, I better see my boy walking away alive.
Alive, baby. Yeah, I know.
Another thing that I noticed was like the clothing. So like Joe looks great. The suit they have him in is marvelous. And then Lupita almost looks like she's
homeless.
Not as dapper. Homeless. Yeah. So I'm wondering if they're going into, I said this in a live, kind of classism, and how when an apocalyptic thing happens like that, it doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
What class you are and how much money you have, because at the end of the day, everyone is at risk.
That is such a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if she's homeless and he's a banker, an advertiser, a marketing agent, somebody. Scientist is a big, and they end up having to team up because of that. You know what I mean? Ooh. Because of what's happening. So
I love that. I love that scenario.
Well, either I'm right or I'm eating some ants. So, or chugging a martini. We'll see.
I like it. I am still convinced that he just went flat on the floor for the shot, for the picture. I'm going to commit to that.
I'm going to take a nap right here.
And that's how Lupita naps. She'll just curl up in a little fetal position.
Yeah. Last thing I want to talk about is something that made me very upset, but also like give me a little bit of hope. But like, I also don't want it to be false hope, because it did happen on April Fool's Day. And I'm like, what if the ultimate prank is that is real?
Exactly.
Okay. So the Stranger Things writers have yet again struck, and they have yet again emotionally abused Eddie Munson fans.
Just whiplash.
Literally emotional distress is what I'm going to sue them for, because their post on the Stranger Writers page was on April Fool's Day, chapter 2, Cass the Bloody Handed.
I hate them.
I can kind of see it though. I know, disrespectful. I can see it after the crawl happens. You see Eddie and he starts reanimating.
Yeah.
And then he ends up trying to find his way out and he runs into Vecna, and that's when Vecna curses him.
Right.
And then he's like poisons Eddie's mind. I think Vecna's gonna be like, see, they didn't come for you. They didn't take your body back. They left you here. What kind of friends do that? They're gonna like poison Eddie's mind so that he'd be willing to go and then hurt his friends.
Yes. And I think that's amazing. And I want that to be right.
She wants that.
See, like, here's the thing. It is the ultimate mind fuck, because you think to yourself, of course it's not. It's April Fool's Day. But what if the ultimate April Fool's Day prank is that we all thought it was a joke?
Yeah.
But it was the real fucking name of the episode.
Exactly.
But then what if the second episode drops and the next episode is JK? I don't fucking know. Like, the second episode has nothing to do with Cass or Eddie.
Yeah. I've also heard from quite a few people that they think the Stranger writers were playing homage to the picture that was released of The Quiet Place, because if you look in the photo, his hand is bloody. So
I could see that. I just think I could see that. I think that's a little bit of a reach, but I can definitely see that.
Joe's like, I'm just gonna put my hand in this blood and we take a photo. I'm laying on the ground dead.
Okay, cool. I love that you love that idea.
Oh my God. I don't know. I had a dream about this last week though.
Yeah?
I woke up, I don't know, probably like, I can't remember what day of the week it was. Anyways, I woke up and I had a dream that I watched the entire fucking series and Joe was nowhere to be found on the 5th season.
Oh, that's not a dream. That's a nightmare.
That is a nightmare.
Knock on wood.
That's what I'm talking about. You know how they say don't talk about your dreams? Because if you don't talk about them, they'll come true. I'm putting it out into the universe. That is just a nightmare. It will not be the reality of the situation.
Can we just see Joe in a rom-com finally, and he's not fucking dying? He can end up happy. Damn it.
Like Andrew and
Oh
Flora.
my God, yeah. That sounds amazing.
Well, it was a very eventful Joseph Quinn week. I can't wait to see him. And I can't wait to see you guys.
More to come.
Okay. All right. Do we want to transition? Are we going to drum roll this bitch? No, let's just do it. What are we talking about this week?
Daddy Kylo.
Daddy Kylo. My God.
Adam Driver.
I didn't realize we were going to talk about him so soon. I got so excited. I almost like wanted to pee myself because I was so happy. Are you serious? We're talking about him? Okay.
You know what's so funny is that when we were conceptualizing this last few episodes of this season, I looked back at my notes and we talked about doing like a full episode to the Men of Star Wars. Mm-hmm. That's what we had agreed on. And then I was like, I think we need like a full episode for Adam because I mean, get the fuck out.
Seriously. You know how like some women will comment and be like, I'm feral. This is feral. He is the only male celebrity that makes me feel that. Like, he's the one that I'm feral. Like, scrolling through Pinterest just a few minutes ago was dangerous.
Ooh, Shannon, this is a good question. All right. Everybody, as fans, we talk about this. For the sake of conversation, this is hypothetical. We're not taking this seriously. This is just for the sake of this podcast conversation. Do not cancel us over this. But do you remember how we talked about how hall pass wise, if the opportunity presented itself with Joe, you'd say no because you love your boyfriend?
Yeah.
Would you do the same for Adam Driver? Or would you have to like think about it a little bit more?
Well, my boyfriend kind of looks like Adam Driver, and his name is Adam.
His name is Adam. I just realized that when I was saying that.
So we thought about actually cosplaying as Kylo and Rey.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he's not 6'2", but, you know, it's fine. I think I have a thing for, like, noses. Most guys I've ever had a crush on, celebrities, they have schnozzes. So does my boyfriend.
Danielle, you're awfully quiet over there. How do we feel about Adam Driver? Tell me your thoughts on him.
I mean, I'm a big fan of Adam Driver. Not only is he unconventionally attractive to me, but like this man can act very well.
So talented.
Yeah.
And he seamlessly can go through between like comedy and then very serious and then pop back into comedy. And there's not a lot of people that can do that in this day and age so fluidly. So I'm a big fan. I'm here for this episode 100%.
I think that you've nailed it. He's not very easily typecasted. He can do a little bit of everything. I mean, I've seen the first time I saw him was in Girls, and I remember thinking that's a goofy looking dude. But it was his whole demeanor, because the truth is, again, it comes down to a couple things, but I think for me, it really does come down to the way this man carries himself. He carries himself with so much like grace and yet strength. It's like those two things. Like, he's a very graceful man, but also you can tell there's so much like strength, and it's like emotional, mental, and physical strength. Like it just, I don't know. He reminds me a lot. I will say this, vibe wise, he gives me a little bit of a Keanu Reeves vibe, like that sort of like private, stoic, respectful, you know, does that make sense? Some people might not agree with that, but I don't know why I always kind of put the two together in my bucket of like mental notes. Like these are the two that I see as like the same type of person, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think Keanu has this puppy dog vibe to him too, where he like, have you guys seen those videos of him giggling?
Yes! Oh my God. I've recently stumbled upon him laughing, and I guess I just wasn't aware that was his laugh. And I said, this can't be real. And then I kept watching the video, and it's like multiple times. And I'm like,
and he like covers
exactly it. He's like,
and I can't see Adam going hee 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 unless it's like in a bit, you know. But like,
I'm with you, Dee. I literally thought it was a joke the first couple times.
This can't be real.
Yeah, and then I kind of was like, holy crap, no, this is real. And then I thought it was the most adorable fucking thing in the world. Adam fucking Driver. Shannon, you have some fun facts. Tell us about Adam Driver. Let's learn about him. I want to know what you know.
Let's learn. Well, he joined the Marines after 9/11. So the first time he applied for Juilliard, he was rejected, and he tried to make a living as an actor on his own, but wasn't very successful. He said, I was having an argument with my stepfather, and he was like, why don't you join the Marine Corps? And I was like, no, well, maybe. Actually, I went and saw the recruiter who was like, are you on the run from the cops? Because we've never had someone want to leave so fast.
Wow.
He says his military experience always strengthened his determination to find success as an actor. He said, I was like, I'm going to smoke cigarettes and be an actor when I get out. Those are my two thoughts. I want to smoke cigarettes and be an actor. They must not have cigarettes and MREs anymore.
Well, he got the smoking cigarettes part of his dream. I think he smoked a lot of cigarettes in a House of Gucci.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I think, I mean, the Marines doesn't just train you military wise. I mean, it gives your life structure. Like a lot of people use the military idea like to really organize other parts of their life too. So I wonder if that's probably what helped him then further succeed, you know? Adam Driver started his own fight club in school.
Tell me more.
He described his younger self as a misfit, revealed that he was inspired to start a fight club at school after seeing the movie. He said they had a big grassy field behind fucking Celebrations Unlimited, an event space that people rent out to get married or whatever, and we would go out there in the middle of the night and beat the shit out of our neighbors. I'm sorry. I get a kick out of that.
Such an Adam thing to say.
Oh my God. Adam Driver moved to Hollywood as a teen, but it only lasted for 2 days. He's like, I had to say goodbye to friends and family. Like, so long, guys. I'm out of this shithole town, onto something. Literally, like 4 days later, I was moving back in with my fridge. So he got into Juilliard the second attempt. And that's actually where he met his wife, Joanne Tucker. They've been married since 2013. Wow.
Wow.
I know. That's crazy, right? Especially in this celebrity world now.
Like a lifetime.
Yeah. He initially had no interest in auditioning for girls.
That's so interesting to me. Why
It was
is
such
that?
a natural role for him. I wonder why he didn't initially go for it.
Yeah. The actor admitted he passed on auditioning for girls at first, not wanting to be on TV.
Oh.
He said, TV's the devil, whatever, but then I read the thing. Lena is a very rare writer, very unpretentious. When things become precious or sentimental, that kills it for me. So it must have just been her writing that really drew him in. Dunham admitted that she was impressed by Driver. She was starstruck by him, even though she had never seen him before.
Wow.
Thought he was highly intriguing.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, I think his name was Adam in the show too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was.
Adam Sackler. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's so interesting because he's also like incredibly modest.
Yeah.
But I mean, even in watching Girls, I remember thinking to myself that he was in and out of like romance and comedy and goofiness and scariness. And he was also an actor in the show Girls. There was one particular scene where he put on his like acting skills during the show Girls. And I remember thinking, oh my God, he's an actor within the show. Like it was so mind boggling. I don't know. There was something about him. I remember seeing it and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, how is this guy not completely famous? Like, how has he not blown up yet? And I didn't realize I was watching him start to blow up. When I was young.
Found him at the beginning of his career. I remember watching that because I had the same reaction. I was like,
Yeah.
Right.
And then he went, good soup. And I'm like, fuck yeah. Sold.
I will say though, like to me, the long hair, because he started the show Girls with a bowl cut, and I was like,
honey,
like, no, I can't.
You.
Please don't.
Yeah.
Take it back. But I do like his long hair. I do love it.
I am a fan of the longer hair on him.
I actually didn't know this about him. He's a talented musician. Apart from being a great actor, Driver is also a talented singer. Growing up, both his father and stepfather were preachers, and he sang in the church choir. He got to show off his singing skills.
Wow.
In Joel and Ethan Coen's Inside Llewyn Davis, he also plays the piano. It shows a clip here where he's singing with Oscar Isaac, and is that Justin Timberlake?
What?
Yeah, hold on. Let me see if I can try to play it. Hold on.
I've got it right here.
Somebody hold me too close. Somebody hurt me too deep. Somebody sit in my chair and ruin my sleep and make me aware of being alive, being alive. Somebody need me too much. Somebody know me too well. Somebody pull me up short and put me through hell and give me support for being alive. Make me alive. Make me alive. Make me confused. Mock me with praise.
Send me off into outer space. I sweat when they put me in a want to go to?
Oh yeah,
let's do
Oscar
the
Isaac
please
is such a
into
good
the-
singer too.
Into the verse.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't jump in the outer. No, I can't. 'Cause then it gets all muddled up into the verse.
No. No, you just do the pa-pa-pas into the verse. If you do two pa-pas.
Pa-pa.
Yep.
On the sweat.
Yep.
Two papas.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. 1 second, please.
Please, Mr. Kennedy, I don't wanna go. Don't show me in the outer space. Oh, please, Mr. Kennedy, I don't wanna go. I sweat when they stop.
That's spectacular.
You know what's so great too? I love how distinct his speaking voice is, but right when I heard the singing, I'm like, that's Adam Driver, because you hear it. I love that.
Something really interesting about him, he broke his own rule. He has the same rule as Johnny Depp. He doesn't watch his own stuff. And he broke that rule for Star Wars.
Oh, he watched himself in Star Wars?
Yeah.
He's like, I look too damn sexy. I have to watch it.
Hello?
Say it again.
God.
That was so good.
Oh.
That helped. Oh, I can't. Moment of silence. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for coming here today. Thank you for being here today.
My favorite thing that he has done beyond Kylo Ren and girls has been the Burberry Hero perfume cologne campaign.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
You guys, I literally got my boyfriend one of those sample bottles from like those third-party perfume places. I got that for my boyfriend for Christmas because I was like, I went into Ulta and I smelled it and I was like, shut the fuck up, like under my breath. And I was like, I'm going to make Adam wear that. And then it finally grew on him and he likes it.
The photos of him on the horse. Hello?
Riding. I'm just kidding.
It was wild. It was wild. It was so good.
He is shredded in that.
Yo,
should we just pull up the photos? I mean, fuck.
Laura
I will
is
let you
so
decide.
giddy right now.
I will let you decide if you think we should keep this in or not. I don't think
She's
my
blushing.
ex-boyfriend listens to this podcast. I think he actually hates my guts, but I will say this. When I first smelled Hero, every Valentine's Day, we were going to pick each other's scent for the year. Because I was so done with the cologne he was wearing that I was like, I want him to wear Hero and smell like Adam Driver. So I'm going to literally make... Get out.
For those that can't see our faces, she's showing a photo. Stop.
Just extreme zoom.
Listen. So I basically said, here's our new rule. Every Valentine's Day, we're going to pick each other's scent for the year. And so he bought me Her and I bought him Hero. And honestly, breaking up with him was really rough, but I also think I just missed the fact that I wasn't going to be able to smell that cologne.
Well, if anything, you've elevated his life. His life is better because of you.
There we go.
Oh, God.
My life is better because of Adam. I tell you what. Oh,
That's
Lord
right.
Christ. Anyways, we are gushing, but I tell you what, and it's so funny because he did that campaign. I mean, let's call a spade, right? Adam Driver has since become a sex symbol. And he recognizes that. He just can't believe it.
Right.
And he has said it himself. He's like, I think it's absolutely bonkers that people think I'm a sex symbol. But you know what? He used to eat an entire chicken a day.
Like a rotisserie chicken?
He used to eat
Went to Publix and...
I'll tell you right now. He used to eat an entire chicken every day. It got tiring. I go to the store, buy it, eat it. It's a mess. So he ditched the chicken routine and started eating 6 eggs, 4 of them without the yolk every day. I have a control problem. I hate the feeling of not being in control. He also works out obsessively.
Well, we can tell from that photo shoot, Adam. Kudos to you.
I feel like I have to violently once a day or lose my mind.
Violently work out?
That is the word. Oh, no. He said, I feel like I have to move violently once a day or I'll lose my mind. Sorry.
I need to see footage of this.
Of him violent
right now.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm here for it. Good for you, Adam. Living your life violently.
Move violently once a day. He actually did not like Kylo Ren's mask.
That's okay. We liked you without it too, so it's fine.
Well, yeah, it's covering his beautiful face. Bro, he took that mask off and I was like, see me in hindsight. All night.
The mask is terrible. To this day, I don't know who's in the movie because I haven't seen anybody.
So he couldn't see through it?
He couldn't see out at the mask. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's so funny.
Imagine like he just gets like a walking stick every time.
Or he's being like
tap, tap,
guided
tap, tap.
to his next spot. Come on, Adam, you're doing great. Come on this way.
Oh, there's a cat in Brooklyn that looks just like him, and it's so true.
There's a cat.
Shut up. It's that breed of cat. Oh my God. Can I just say also that he wanted more, I don't say love scenes like sex, but just like more intense emotion scenes with Rey and Kylo. Like that first scene where he takes the mask off, he's like, they should have kissed then.
I think what you mean to say is like he wishes there was more vulnerable scenes between her and Rey. Because that one scene they had, chef's kiss. It was so good.
The kiss was great. When they were communicating through the Force brought together across the galaxy, that was such an intensive scene. In his little high-waisted pants, no shirt.
The high-waisted pants. I feel like this is a good point to move on to filmography because I have so many things to say about Kylo Ren. Along with that girl scene that I fell in love with, there was a moment in the third movie. He was the Return of the Jedi. No, it was The Rise of Skywalker.
Okay.
There is a scene when he recognizes himself as Ben Solo where he does like a little gesture in like Han Solo, like a Han Solo-esque gesture. And I was like,
oh,
son of a bitch is so fucking good at acting. He got the body language down.
To a woman so heartless.
When he pulled out the lightsaber from behind him and everybody was like, what the fuck? And he was like,
Oh,
yeah.
So good.
yes.
You know,
I'm actually rewatching the Star Wars movies right now because of our podcast, but I have Disney Plus, so I get to watch them in order.
So good.
So I'm excited to rewatch those. It's been a while.
Are you watching them episodes 1 through 9 or are you watching them like chronologically as they
Chronologically.
Okay.
Like as they came out.
I'm watching them like as the story tells it.
So episode 1 through 9.
Yeah. So like how do you say his name?
Hayden Christensen.
Hayden Christensen. Wow. His movies are first, and then the older ones are in the middle, and then the Kylo Ren ones are at the end. Exactly. And then they've mixed in the shows and stuff like Rogue One, Boba Fett, Mandalorian,
Solo.
So I'm watching all of those.
What a great series. Yeah, we definitely should do a series on an episode on the men of Star Wars, but
that would be great.
There's so much controversy about Kylo Ren and Rey. Everybody thought that they didn't need to be together, but like people thought that it was like an emotionally abusive relationship and that they never should have been together. But I guess, I don't know. I disagree with that.
I mean, the same could be said about Anakin and
that is correct.
Padme.
That is correct.
Because by the end it was very abusive and controlling. He kind of gaslit her quite a bit. But I think if we're looking at it in terms of Star Wars and not like narcissism or, all of that, she's the one that brought Ben back to the light.
Yeah.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes.
I've never seen any of the Star Wars movies with Hayden Christensen and Natalie Portman.
I thought you said you were watching them in order.
I'm watching the Adam Driver ones first because we're doing a podcast episode on Adam.
I see.
So I kind of skipped ahead, but I plan on going back through the beginning ones.
I love Hayden Christensen. I was obsessed with that man.
Yeah.
To me, I thought he was I still remember walking out of the movies when the third episode came out of Star Wars, and I was like, Hayden Christensen is the most beautiful man in Hollywood. I thought he was everything. I was gonna name my child Hayden. That's how much I love. I was like, no matter the gender, I'm gonna name it Hayden. What do you think about the Hayden Christensen movies, Shannon?
It's actually my boyfriend's favorite ones when he was growing up and watching them. I didn't watch Star Wars until I was an adult, so I got to watch them all within the past couple years. I think the big problem with those three is that the dialogue was just very unnatural, and a lot of people talk about how George Lucas's dialogue, it's like, who talks like that? I think Mark Hamill actually changed some dialogue in the originals because he's like, nobody talks like this, George. So he'll change it, I feel like Natalie Portman got slack too for that because she's a great actress, but there's only so much you can do with odd dialogue. So I'm wondering if the dialogue was better, but I still think they're classics and I felt everything they were saying, and Eowyn did an amazing job. They're okay, but I think as far as franchise wise, yeah, they're good. I would say the Adam Driver ones are my favorite.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Not just for Adam Driver. I just think they're just really well done character development. And
I'm a sucker for the classics. I grew up watching those with my dad. And then I got too cool to watch Star Wars with my dad. So that's when I didn't watch those. And now I'm like, ooh, Pedro, ooh, Adam Driver. So I'm like, I love Star Wars. I hopped right back onto that bandwagon.
I don't know which one's my favorite. I think I have to rewatch them again. I know that I absolutely hated episode 4. I didn't like the way some of the scenes were so drawn out.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it just comes down to the time when it was filmed and all that good stuff. I don't have the attention span for it.
Right.
Okay, beyond Star Wars, we know that he is extremely talented and we have seen him in plenty of other things. I want to know what you've seen him in. Tell us a little bit about it. What have you guys been watching?
Well, this weekend I watched This Is Where I Leave You. It has Tina Fey, Jason Bateman, Adam Driver, Jane Fonda.
Yes.
Ooh.
And then
It's so
Corey,
good.
the bald guy. I'm obsessed with him. His name is Corey something. Corey Stoll is his name.
Their father passes away, and as his dying wish, he's asked that his children come together and do the 7 days of sits. It's like a Jewish tradition. So they have to sit in these tiny low to the ground chairs 7 days in a row as people come into their house and like pay their respects. And you just see all of their like family's life problems unfold in front of you. Like Tina Fey's in a loveless marriage. Adam Driver is this baby child grown ass man that can't take anything seriously. And he's dating the mom from Friday Night Lights and American Horror Story, the redheaded girl.
Yes.
I can't think of her name, but she is smoking hot.
Yeah. Yeah. And she's actually like too smart for him.
She's like a therapist or like a psychologist or something.
Yeah.
But he's the baby of the family. And so he is treated as such. And they're like, oh, that's just such and such. Like he's never going to amount to anything, but like we love him. And he plays into that role full-heartedly. But that's another really good example of what I was talking about before of how he can flow so easily between being very charismatic and funny, and then he's being serious, and then he's back to being funny. There's a scene in particular that I sent you guys where they get high during service in a Sunday school classroom, and he's like up on the desks dancing, and he's like, sweet chariot, and he's all like, and he's like dancing. It's so good. It's so good. That was a really good movie. I had never seen that one.
Shannon, did you get to see that one?
No, but now I know where that clip, I've seen that clip on TikTok of him on the desk. I'm like, where was this?
Yeah.
So now I know.
Yeah. And there's a really sweet, heartfelt moment between him and Tina Fey. And he's like, you're the voice in my head. You're the one that raised me. And I really want that voice in my head to shut the hell up sometimes, but I'm glad that she doesn't. And I'm like, that is the sweetest thing ever to say to like a bigger sister. But it's a very good movie. Oh my God, do you know who else is in that? Dax Shepard.
That's right. Is that the one that Tina Fey?
No, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Dax Shepard is the one that's on the radio show and sleeps with Jason's wife.
Tina Fey punches somebody with her big ass ring and goes, "That's a princess cut, bitch."
She punched Dax Shepard.
I know. That's what I thought. I thought it was so fucking funny. Oh man,
I thought you were talking about the love of her life that lived across the street that she got in an accident with. I can't think of his name. Yeah, so that was one of them. And then I've seen him in a bunch of other stuff. But this weekend I watched White Noise, which is the new movie that just came out on Netflix with him. Yeah. It's based in like the 1970s, and it's an airborne toxic event. And it reminds me, the way that it's filmed and the way that they talk reminds me of the Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Okay.
Have you ever seen that movie? Yeah, it's very campy, very different. It is a movie that you have to pay attention to or you will get lost.
Well, he's voice acting in this?
No, he's acting, but the way that it's filmed and like sequenced reminds me of.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome.
You go into the movie thinking it's about this airborne toxic event that happens, and that's only like the first 30 minutes of the movie, and this movie is almost 2 hours long. But it circles around like mental health and being afraid of death, and there's this new drug that comes out, which in my opinion is very similar to what you take when you have depression. The side effects makes you kind of just blah, and you're forgetful. And so they're kind of playing on that. It takes a turn at the end that I did not expect. If you haven't watched it, I highly encourage you to watch it. He plays like a college professor at a college called College on the Hill, and he's a Hitler enthusiast, and he has a class, like he's all about Hitler. Like no knows the ins and outs of like him and his childhood. But then he like leaves that portion of himself at the school, and then he comes home and he's like this family man.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to watch this.
Yeah. That's just like the premise, but the way that they talk is so interesting to me.
We'll have to watch
It's really
that.
hard to explain, but once you watch it, you'll see like what I'm talking about.
I watched recently The Last Duel, and I think Shannon, you've seen it too, right?
Yes.
The Last Duel with Matt Damon.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say this, Adam Driver's performance is absolutely fucking incredible in this movie.
Yeah.
Matt Damon's performance to me was the most surprising because it was actually incredible. But this movie was such a mind fuck because it tells you a story 3 different times from 3 different points of views, right? It's 3 different times. Or is it the 4th? Is it like the truth? You saw it most recently, Shannon.
I did, but I didn't realize that's what was going on.
Yeah. So, I mean, so it
I thought...
So I'll read the premise of it. It's really good because it's based on a true story. It is based on a story about, hold on, let me see when it's set. The Last Duel, 2021.
Definitely medieval times in like France.
Yes, that's what it is. Based on a true story of France's last trial by combat. In the Middle Ages, knight Jean de Carouge challenges his former friend Jacques Legris to a duel after Jean's wife Marguerite accuses Legris of rape, told in multiple points of view. So it is based on a true story. The movie is filmed 3 different ways, right? It's the same story told 3 different times from the perspective of the accused, the accuser, and the victim. And it's really, really interesting to watch. Adam Driver's performance is absolutely fantastic because when you watch it, it's very interesting because there are similar points in everybody's story, but there are subtle differences that are subtle, but just noticeable enough for people to recognize that might be the biggest change, the biggest difference in the story. I will say this, it's one of those movies where like if you watch movies because you like fun and lighthearted, this is not it. It's a very heavy movie to watch, but it's great. It's very well filmed. The performances are impeccable. Again, it's with Matt Damon. I hate his haircut in this movie.
It's like a mullet.
It is like a mullet and it is awful. I hate it.
I just hate how fragile the fucking men are in this movie. And it is during medieval times, so everyone's idea of what we know now is not the same.
Right.
Like that you can't get pregnant from rape.
Yeah.
You know, it's like just...
It's infuriating to watch it.
It was very,
because again, and that's, you know, we watch it now and then you kind of realize that how women barely had a voice then, and you're watching this woman tell her story, which is likely the truth the way she was telling it, but because she's a woman, nobody actually paid attention to.
Even other women betrayed her.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're like, oh well, yeah, you got raped, so that's just what happens. Suck
You
it
did
up.
it to yourself. Yeah. A Marriage Story. Has anybody seen that?
No, I have seen the scene, but
it's been a while since I've seen it, and I've only seen it once, but that's another heavy movie in my opinion. Yeah, it's got Scarlett Johansson.
It's hard to
Adam
watch.
Driver.
It's hard to watch, but it's great. The performances. Wasn't he nominated for that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Great movie. It's one of those like movies where like you watch it and it's very realistic. It's got that very realistic story where you watch the progression of a relationship from like the very beautiful times to like what leads it to end. And it's sad. It's a very heartbreaking movie, but his performance is amazing.
Outstanding. Yeah. What about The House of Gucci?
Definitely seen it. Oh my God.
So good.
Oof.
So good. He chewed up that role and spit it back out, baby. He was born to play a Gucci.
Yeah. Did you guys hear about, they were on, it was Lady Gaga and him, they were both on Graham Norton.
Yeah.
And he started gushing about like the sex scene that they had. And Lady Gaga reaches over and pounds Adam's fist like, yeah. And I was like, I gotta see this. And so I saw it and I was just like,
yeah, that scene in the trailer.
His hand just,
yeah, so, I know.
He picks her right up because Lady Gaga's tiny. She's like
tiny.
5 foot. Yeah. And he's like a tower.
I think that's maybe why I thought he was 5'10", 6'5". He stands next to tiny women.
Yeah.
No, that, I'll be really honest. I would put that scene up against any other sex scene in a movie that I've seen, and it might be my favorite sex scene to date.
It's a good one. Very, very good.
It's animalistic. And thing is, he plays such a shy, reserved kind of guy, and that the fact that she brings that out of him is like, that's what a relationship is, you know? You're sweet and coy in person, but you're like fucking ravaging.
Freaking the sheets.
But I also think it really did a great job of setting the scene for their relationship, because it really shows the power that she has in bringing that people's like animalistic sides out. Patrizia. She was something else. She was so assertive. She was so determined in what she wanted. And I mean, she was a terrible fucking person. But at the beginning, you're watching it and you can't help but fucking root for her because she knows what she fucking wants. And I mean, his performance in that show, I absolutely love watching it because you see his progression from his character development is impeccable. I don't think I could have seen anybody else play that character.
Right.
Yeah. By the end, he's a strong-willed kind of guy, but he kind of puts himself in a pickle. They're like, you're not a businessman, and then he ends up in this pickle. I don't know why I keep saying pickle, but it's this problem, this financial problem. And then, I don't want to spoil it, but it happened in real life, so you
it's
can
history.
Google it, but it's history.
Yeah.
But that's crazy how she tore apart. Like, the Gucci family is not involved in the fashion brand anymore, like, at all.
Yep.
Their daughters are still alive. They're like in their 40s, maybe early 50s, something like that. Is she still in jail?
I think so.
Prison, whatever.
Yeah. I like what Lady Gaga said about her. He was like, she's a horrible person, but in order to play her, I had to love her.
Yeah. I remember her saying that, and I said, wow.
Whoa. Yeah.
She had to really understand like her perspective and make it good, because you can get it. Oh yeah, well, she wanted to be rich and have control, but
I don't think she's still in jail. I think she's out.
That's what I think too. But like, because she didn't do the murdering. She's
74 years old. Yeah, she hired a couple hitmen to pop a cap on his ass.
If you look up who Adam Driver played, they could not have picked someone better.
Yeah.
And also, Adam Driver is not Italian at all. He's nothing exotic, but he looks like an Italian man.
He was incredible. There's also another funny movie. If you like dark comedy, like horror comedies, The Dead Don't Die. Great, funny, scary. It's about zombies. It's with Bill Murray. He plays a cop. He plays like a stupid cop. It's absolutely hilarious. Give it a shot. Definitely watch it. But most recently, he was cast as the lead in the movie 65.
Hallelujah.
And it is about an astronaut that crash lands on a mysterious planet only to discover he is not alone. And guess who is accompanying him on that planet?
Ooh, tell me.
Dinosaurs.
For some reason, I thought you were going to be like, Florence Pugh.
So the more in depth, it says, after a catastrophic crash on an unknown planet, pilot Mills quickly discovers that he's actually stranded on Earth 65 million years ago. Now, with only one chance at rescue, Mills and the only other survivor, Koa, must make their way across the unknown terrain riddled with dangerous prehistoric creatures in an epic fight to survive.
Oh my God, I love a good dinosaur movie. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I mean, and it's only got 4 people in the cast. I will say it doesn't have the greatest rating on IMDb, but I mean, if Adam Driver's in it, I'm gonna fucking watch it.
I really think they didn't advertise for the critics. I read they advertised to the Adam Driver fans.
Well, they did a great job.
They're like, they will come and see him be a daddy, also being a daddy for her. So double daddy.
Double daddy. It's got 79% by Google users. I think it was liked by fans, but not so much by critics. And I think that you nailed it. I think you're completely correct. Let's fan cast him, baby. What do we want to see him in?
With Joe
With
or
Joe?
just in general?
Yes. What do we want to see him in with Joe?
I was thinking about this a little bit ago, and I just want to see Joe and Adam in like a slap happy comedy. No seriousness. I want them just to like shoot the shit the whole movie. Like a Mark Wahlberg, Will Ferrell Good Guys movie.
Like that? Ooh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I like that. Shannon, what about you?
I kind of agree, but part of me wants to see them in like a historical accurate like story of some sort. Not that we need to put Joe back into petticoats or whatever the fuck they're called. I would like to see that. They don't look related at all, so maybe they're friends or acquaintances in that way. So I'm not sure. Yeah, something, what do you call it?
Like a period piece?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you know what I just thought of when
Tell
you
me.
said petticoat? I immediately thought of Adam Driver playing the Headless Horseman in a Sleepy Hollow remake.
And then Joe is Ichabod.
Yeah.
Ichabod is quirky, and I want to see Joe in all black.
Yep.
Yeah.
Get his hair nice and black.
It just popped right up into this little brain hole, and I'm like, I gotta say this.
Adam just has to be shirtless on the horse, you know? Hero part 2.
He's already done
He's not
it.
gonna have a head though. He's not gonna
Maybe
have a head though.
maybe it could be like an origin story, you know, where like it bounces back and forth. You know,
I'm here for this.
Yep.
Yeah, because they just tell the story what happened to the Headless Horseman, but they don't like show like what happened really, you know?
Ooh,
You know?
look at us. We strike again.
I was thinking, has anybody seen The Lighthouse with Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe?
I need to see it though. It's like a horror, right?
It is. Yeah, it's like a dark. It's filmed in black and white.
There's murder.
There's
involved.
murder involved. It's kind of like weird. Kind of get like a weird feeling in your stomach when you're watching it. There's like weird scenes, but you're watching it and you're like, holy shit, this movie's so well done for, you know, it's like a very methodically made movie, and the actors were picked very specifically. I would like to see them together in something like that, where it's
That would be great.
Yeah, something like, because The Lighthouse was filmed in black and white, but that kind of like a dialogue focused drama.
Yeah.
You know?
Tag teaming murderers. I like that too.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know what The Lighthouse is about, 2 lighthouse keepers try and maintain their sanity while living on a remote, mysterious New England island in the 1890s.
I just thought of something completely to the same.
Go ahead, Dee.
I'm
Please.
on a roll.
You are.
tonight.
I'm going to call you Butter, baby, because you're on a roll.
Joe and Adam in a Shutter Island type scenario movie. Psychological thriller. There's some scaries. There's some crazies.
Who's the doctor? Who's the doctor and who's the patient?
I want Joe to be the doctor and I want Adam to be the patient. Yeah?
Is Joe going to be able to handle all the medical? Remember he said like the most stressful like role would be like being like a something to do with medical, because all the medical shit you have to remember.
I'll just say, Joe, here's a clipboard with some of the words you're going to need to say. It's part of your costume.
And then it writes them phonetically.
Yeah.
Like,
He'll be fine.
underneath the word.
He is a professional.
Absolutely.
Dang, I'm on a roll.
Make it.
I like it.
Yes.
I like it. All right, let's recap. We're thinking like a grungy drama, black and white. Danielle is out here like fucking casting director of the
Tearing
year.
it up. Yes, ma'am.
We're remaking Sleepy Hollow. Adam plays the Headless Horseman and Joe plays Ichabod Crane.
Yep.
And Florence Pugh plays Michelle Pfeiffer's character.
Fuck off.
Well, wait, who plays Christina Ricci's character then?
Jenna Ortega. No, that's too obvious. That's too obvious.
Lupita.
No.
I'm just throwing out names at this point.
Right.
Ooh, the girl from House of the Dragon.
Emma Darcy?
The younger version. No. The younger version.
The younger girl.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't think of her name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. What else?
We're doing
What
a
else?
Shutter Island
A Shutter Island style
movie.
Yeah.
And what if it was like a similar movie, like a stupid comedy movie, like the White Castle movie?
With Harold and Kumar.
Imagine like them being like, but they're not Harold and Kumar, but like it's a similar, like they're trying to get somewhere and things keep happening and, you know.
Yeah.
I could see
Maybe
that.
they're trying to get to the pub. I don't know.
I could see that. They're trying to find Vecna.
Like a comedy duo team.
They're trying to save the pub. They're trying to raise money to save a pub.
They're trying to get to the Winchester. I don't know. Wait for all this to blow over.
Oh my god.
Ugh.
All right, this was amazing. I love every bit of this. You guys are my favorite people in the whole fucking world. You guys, I think our next episode might be our last, right?
I think so. Yeah.
12?
Our finale.
Better be a good one. Are we bringing someone back? Are we talking about somebody new? Should we leave it a surprise?
Should we stay or should we go?
I think we should go. I'm tired.
Loque.
Say cansada. Cansada. Repeat.
Sure.
Say cansada.
Cansada.
Cansada. Tired. There you go. This has been your Spanish lesson for the week. Okay. Hey, follow us on socials. Take it
Yeah, you can check us
Go
out
ahead, Dee.
on our podcast socials. Our TikTok is the Quinn Podcast, and then our Instagram and our Twitter are at the Quinn Pod. My socials, you can find me on Instagram at Miss Danielle, MissDaniel, and then my TikTok is at DEEE Young. We also have YouTube.
Yes,
at
go check
the
us out on YouTube.
Quinn-tessentials podcast.
If they ban TikTok, please follow us on all of our other socials. Please. Please. Shannon, take it away.
Hi, I'm Shannon. I am Starry Eyes on Instagram, StarryYeyes. And on TikTok, I am What's Up Shannon. Come say what is up.
What is up, my fellow followers?
I am at Laura Vanessa, both on Instagram and TikTok. Laura with an H at the end, Vanessa with an H at the end. Babies, we love you. Thank you for coming back yet another week. We could not do this without you. Yeah, you guys keep us going. Keep us moving. We absolutely adore you.
I love you so much.
Lady. All right.
Until next time, bitches.
Adios. We'll talk to you later. Buongiorno. Ciao. Adios.
Aloha. Konnichiwa. Hello. Sorry.
I said bless you.
Supposed to be leaving.
How do you say goodbye in Japanese?
I don't know. Domo arigato, Mr. Robot.